Goedenavond allemaal. Present your star. Ik kom er niet vandaan, maar toch wil ik shit droppen, omdat dit mijn stad is nu. Noem me maar importmug, stad van de muggenplaag, vlak aan het Spaarnen. 12:45, kenners zullen het beamen. Hier eet ik mijn broodje, drink ik mijn jopen. Vlak aan het strandkeert, je kan er bijna lopen. En als er een feest op de Dam in Amsterdam is, ben ik eerder aanwezig dan de meeste Amsterdammers. Hier wordt ABN gepraat, deel het met mensen mee. Hier wordt echt geld gemaakt, vraag Johan Enschede. Anthony Fokker liet hier zien hoe je fly kan zijn. Net als Willy Wortel je laat zien hoe je high kan zijn. Ik bos die finalist, los in een jam sessie. Yeah baby, elke dag een band ready. Kerel, dit is mijn stad, ik wil dat je die shizzle weet. Ik bezing Haarlem, ik bezing Haarlem. Van de Hout tot de Kenau Park. Virgin Islands to New York, van Schalkwijk tot de Nieuwe Gracht. Dit is mijn stad, Haarlem, dubbel A. Stad van de muggenplaag, Haarlem, dubbel A. Hier is waar mijn kussen slapen. Present your startup. 5 toffe pitches, jonge ondernemers op zoek naar investeerders. Mensen met een visie zijn ervan doordrongen. Elke multinational is als start-up begonnen. Creativiteit, masterplan, dadendrang, financiële boost en pjoe, daar ga je dan. En de hele wereld kan dit nu live zien. Dus show people home, wave at the livestream. Hier is de vibe goed, vandaar dat ik lyrics maak, geschiedenis geschreven. Kenau, Ripperda, Frans Hals, Tyler, Pimmelier, Bijnes. Haal at your boy kid, dan geef ik je bijles. Eerste voetbalclub, eerste treinspoor. Waar je naar de stalker moet, dan wil je tot het eind door. Kerel, dit is mijn stad, ik wil dat je die shizzle weet. Ik bezing Haarlem, ik bezing Haarlem. Van de Hout tot het Kenau Park. Virgin Islands to New York. Schalkwijk tot de Nieuwe Gracht. Dit is mijn stad, Haarlem dubbel A. Stad van de muggenplaag, Haarlem dubbel A. Hier is waar mijn kussen slapen. Present your startup 2018. En we vieren het 5-jarig bestaan. Het is een jubileum. Welkom hier zo in, welkom hier zo in. Haarlem dubbel A, stad van de muggenplaag. Haarlem dubbel A. Haarlem dubbel A, stad van de muggenplaag. Haarlem dubbel A. Hier is waar mijn kussen slapen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals of Present Your Startup Global 2018. Your hosts for tonight are Nicholas Morgan and John Sandyford.
Passion. Passion is a word that I've heard a lot about. Passion for work, passion for family, passion for people around us. What does this word actually mean? Passion comes from the Latin word patior. And patior stands for pain, to suffer. So there's some irony in here. It means that we have to suffer to find our passion, that we have to feel the pain, to be overwhelmed by emotion, to feel that passionate about something. What we'll see tonight is we'll see a lot of passion, a lot of variety of passion. But these people have combined it with a purpose, something that's bigger than themselves. And when passion and purpose meet, magic happens. But they didn't stop there. We all have had ideas, and they've been million-dollar ideas, I'm sure. Uber was invented before Uber. YouTube was invented before YouTube. But these people took their purpose, took their passion, and they made it into action. And when action meets traction, we have an investment pitch. So, we have a bunch of startups tonight that have found a passion, found a purpose, something they want to achieve. They've met 2 extra components of action and traction, and now they're going to pitch tonight and they need your help to move to the next stage of their life cycle. So tonight, let's get inspired. Let's enjoy. And ultimately, maybe even, let's be a little crazy and get in on the action.
The beauty of global challenges is that they need global solutions, executed by world citizens. And we just happen to have a few of them here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Global Present Your Startup Finals 2018. My name is John.
And my name is Nicholas, and tonight we'll be your hosts. And we've lined up a beautiful show for you tonight. We're going to keep it short, we're going to keep it snappy, and it's all for you and for the startups. So, before we go into all the details of the startups, we're going to have 5 beautiful pitches. With these 5 pitches, there are 2 prizes for tonight. One is you, the Public Choice Award, which is not just people in the room here, but also the people at home on the live streams. Second, we'll have the Jury Award. And of course, the Jury Award is the most important award of tonight, and therefore we have some experts in the room. So I'd like to ask John to walk down to the jury and give us a little introduction of who will be here tonight in the jury.
Good evening. We have Mr. Haarlem Curacao from the Caribbean Career Center. Round of applause, please. You may stand, you may stand. We have Mr. Bas Berends, the co-founder of WeTransfer. We have Mrs. Anouk Bikkel, Amsterdam Capital Week. We have Mr. Jan Veenstra of the Rabobank. And we also have Miss Rikst, I'm getting it right? All right, Herkslot. Next, okay, almost. Next Women NL. And last but not least, Mr. Hans Hogeveen of NL 2025 and Advisory Board. Would any of the judges like to say a few words on what they expect of this evening?
Well, I've been involved in this process in early stages, and I've seen a lot of pitches, and through the whole rank, a lot of startups didn't make it. But what I really hope for is that every pitch they grow and they become better. And I'm really excited to see what they make out of this. And the second part is it is a part of a kind of accelerator program. So do they also accelerate in the presentations as well? That's what I'm hoping to see.
Great, thank you. Mr. Hans is looking for growth in the startups. Well, I've seen some of the pre-pitches tonight, so I think it's going to be a good one. Thank you.
All right, Hans, we're going to start the show, but before we do that, everybody needs to know that you can vote tonight as well. There's a website, it's called fundyourstartup.nl. I'm happy the screen behind me is displaying it a wee bit easier than I am. Just type in this in your URL, go there, you'll be able to vote for the startup you prefer, but also, more importantly, connect with them. Now, we're not looking for your pockets, well, at least not all of you. We're looking to connect these people with the right next step. So if you have network, if you have ideas, if you have feedback, pop it in there. That's the best way we can collect it. And of course, tonight we will be asking you if you have deep pockets that you want to share with these startups. A show like this is worthless without good music. So, tonight, I want to ask you once again to give it up for the band that we have, which is Maestro Michael and the Einzelgang.
Zijn flow,
En check hoe ik de lat weer hoog leg, de flow.
zijn flow,
Mijn flow is nooit weg. Misschien snap je het als ik het zo zeg, de flow.
zijn flow,
Mijn flow is nooit weg. En check hoe ik de lat weer hoog leg, de flow.
zijn flow.
Mijn flow is nooit weg.
On to the pitching. So, The first startup of tonight. They're changing the way the most popular game in Europe is being played right now, on any levels. Please help me to welcome to stage Thomas and Jeroen from Scheidshuren.
Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best en weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de pinken, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best en weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de pinken, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes.
Yeah, die zit daar. All right, gentlemen, welcome. So, soccer, football. Do you play it as well?
Yes. Is this working? Yes. Okay. Perfect. Hello, everybody. We play both play football, and that has been, of course, a big reason why we started this company. We experienced a lot that we didn't have a referee on the field, or a substitute player has to do that. So that's why we started this 4 years ago. But my partner Thomas is going to tell a lot more about it in his speech. So take notes and
Perfect.
take attention.
Thank you.
But this is a referee platform, yeah? Are you refs yourselves?
I certainly am. I didn't really like it, but I had to do it at the beginning of our startup. But I'm so happy I can book one now.
In that case, take the stage and have fun. Give them a round of applause.
My name is Thomas, and I'm co-founder of Scheidshuren.nl. Now, our company is already in full swing. Divided over more than 750 clubs in the Netherlands, we have managed to provide over 10,000 matches with a referee. And we're ready for the next step. We're ready to help the rest of the football world with their referee problem. Because did you know that 95% of all amateur matches do not have a referee? That is very sad. It of course leads to partiality, because think about it, no one likes it when one of the opponents is also your referee. So we came up with a simple solution. On our website you can easily book a referee for just 50 euros. And we will then match the referee based on skill level, reviews and distance. For every booking made, we have a margin of 20 euros, which makes it a strong business case. And with this in mind, we continue to focus on scalability. So we started to create a scalable application, a mobile app, a mobile platform. This will not only automate our current way of working, but it will also enable us to expand to other sports like hockey, other services like trainers and coaches, and of course, other countries. Because trust me, the Netherlands is just the start. We carefully analyzed our closest neighbors. We looked at Germany, the UK, Belgium and France, and they're all coping with the same problem. I do need your help a little bit tonight, because we found out that Scheidshuren is very hard to pronounce for the French. So if you have any ideas, please let us know. I also want to show you where we come from, because we started already in 2014. And with a revenue of 15,000 euros, we managed to grow year by reinvesting our profits. And that's resulting in the 85,000 euros we're making today. And tonight, we're on the verge of the next big step in our company. And we are handing you the opportunity to join us for 175,000 euros that we will use to further develop our application, to grow to other services, and for many cups of coffee to keep the management team up and running. And you will be joining 3 equal shareholders. You already met Jeroen. He handles all of our operations and he's a real people's manager. And we have Robert, who you probably meet later tonight, and he's our technical hero, and he ironically doesn't even like soccer. I think he doesn't even know what's offside, but okay, he keeps us sharp. And we have myself, and I'm all about sales. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the biggest sport in the world, with more than 300 million players on a weekly basis. Let's give him a referee. My name is Thomas, we are Scheidshuren, and we will build the Uber of sport. Thank you.
further stopping. Well done.
Thank you very much.
The applause says it all. All right, John, a couple of questions from the jury first.
Who are your competitors?
We have referees who rent out themselves, so individuals. And we have, of course, the KNVB, the union, the national union. They provide all the first teams in the Netherlands with a referee. That's it.
No one else.
No one else.
Wow.
Sorry. Well, thank you for your pitch. I think well done. How do you check the quality of the referee? Because I think the number is a number game. So how do you make sure that you have enough referees available?
So that's actually two questions, right? The quality first. That's a very good question, actually, because when we started, we tried to invite everyone for a one-on-one. But with 1,250 referees, that's not doable. And some people live in Texel and the other one in Limburg. So we really try to keep track of the quality. We do that to demand the KNVB relationship number, which is basically that you at least know that they're insured. And the first match, we place them at a lower level to check a review afterwards.
One more question from the jury.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Thomas, for your pitch. I think you grow your pitch. I see a lot of passion, so thank you for that. One question about scaling. So you're going to other countries. How do you get the refugees? How do you get them? What is your connection to them in other countries?
A good question. Well, the way we did this in the Netherlands is we found out, and this is something we didn't really investigate yet in other countries, but what we found out in the Netherlands is it's a very tight community. So if one referee finds out about our platform and he talks with the other referees at one football club, it goes very, very quickly.
Thomas, thanks for your pitch. I had a question for another corner. In the past, I've been a coach of several teams, and from within the clubs, the soccer clubs as well, we faced this problem. So I know there is a market.
That's good.
Another part of the problem is, where do you get the funds from the clubs?
Yes.
To finance? Who's paying the ferryman?
Yeah, okay. We have two main, like 80% of our bookings are two different bookers. One is the teams themselves. So then the individual pays a few euros to get the full funding together. The other one is the club, and I totally acknowledge that there's a money problem there. But what we've experienced is that many clubs, they raise their yearly contribution of all the people who play at that club, and in this way they can fill up the gaps with our platform.
Great. Is there anyone in the crowd that would like to ask a question? I'll be getting some good exercise tonight.
Hey guys, good pitch. So Airbnb has apartments that completely get wasted. Ubers do have accidents. You got referees on the field. So we've seen quite a few assaults on the field of referees. Are you insured for that? How you deal with that?
So I didn't totally get the question. Can you repeat?
So if you have a referee on the field that is being booked by you, so it's on the field, and let's say some parents, and they are most likely there, or you're in amateur football. We've recently seen last weekend that a match went wild.
Yes.
How do you secure the referee, and if something happens, how do you insure it? Are you insured for any liabilities?
Yeah, good question. So we demand that the referee who subscribes on our platform, he has to be a member of the KNVB, and automatically you're insured when you have that. So every player, every referee, every member of the KNVB within the lines of the football club is insured.
Thank you.
Any more, John?
Nope. we have to keep it moving.
Okay, we're keeping it moving. Well done. And can I get one more round of applause for both Thomas and Jeroen?
Goed gedaan, jongens.
Good questions. And this was only the first pitch. Well done. All right, second pitch. We're moving to a pitch with, again, a completely different form of passion, but very passionate, to actually make the plastic in our world work for us. Please welcome to the stage Sabine from Green Phoenix.
Get the skills, baby, get the feel, baby. Ik heb de mood, baby, ik heb de groove, baby. Ik heb daar de drang. Ik heb daar de drang. Ik heb de skills, baby, ik heb de feel, baby. Ik heb de mood, baby, ik heb de groove, baby. Ik heb daar de drang. Ik heb daar de drang.
All right, Sabine, all the way from Curacao. A birdie told me that you're wearing something special tonight.
Yes, that's true.
Please, tell us more.
Well, I'm wearing this beautiful dress made by dress code 010, and it's made from PET bottles, so plastic bottles.
Plastic bottles made that dress.
Now, I'm always surprised how plastic can look that slick. Green Phoenix. I've seen your logo. I've never seen a turtle so funky. What's up with Green Phoenix?
Well, Green Phoenix actually was born out of Sea Turtle Conservation Curacao, because that's the organization I applied for in Present Your Startup, but that's an NGO, and we're already doing really well. But the struggle we have is with the funding, and that's why I applied. But it makes more sense to also have a company next to it that can provide funding for sea turtle conservation Curacao, and that's why I decided to fund Green Phoenix.
A turtle with wings. Perfect.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Born
Good
out
luck
of the waste plastic.
And enjoy.
Thank you. If we don't change anything now, our oceans will have more plastic in the sea than fish by 2050. Most people don't realize that only 14% of the plastic that we use is being recycled. That means 86% goes to waste and might end up as pollution. The core of this global problem is that we live in a linear economy in which products become waste at the end of their life cycle, overthrowing our Earth with pollution. Virgin plastic is pretty cheap, and that's why it's often preferred over recycled content. And that's profitable short term, but the price we pay as a society long term is enormous. The plastic pollution has become one of the biggest challenges of our lifetime, and Green Phoenix is going to address that by promoting a circular economy. So my name is Sabine Berendsen. I'm the founder of Green Phoenix, and we promote circular systems and products in the Caribbean, and we do so with strong local and international partners. Green Phoenix offers three things: retail services for producers of waste-to-product products. We offer company sustainability assessments, and we are also a manufacturer of meaningful products. And in that, our first product will be a Phoenix bin, which basically is a colorful recycling bin made from waste plastic, ideal for hotel rooms and offices, that helps us facilitate recycling. And that's actually what all of our activities do. We reduce waste and pollution, we increase recycling, and we help companies reach their sustainable development goals. In Curacao, I have been pretty lucky because after the finals in Curacao, I found funders for the first step. I pitched a 3-step model, and well, the first year would be the first step, but I'm set with that. And then we were starting to think, well, this final here in the global final would be the best opportunity to make the impact that we want to make quicker. So we set up a pilot project for 2 to 3 months, where 20 passionate and talented people from the Caribbean will come to Curacao and upgrade our production. So we will build capacity for the region. We will make waste plastic transform into meaningful products, and we will start a revolution that will go throughout the Caribbean. And to realize that, I need your help. Please go to the link on the screen and support us. You can pre-order one of our bins or support us in another way. And I'm really counting on you because we want to make impact and we need to make impact now. It's time. Our oceans are filling up with plastic and we need to change it. My name is Sabine Berendsen, and I believe circular is our only future. Thank you.
Well done. So, whilst you all open your mobile phones and go to this link, let's see if there are any questions from the jury.
Great pitch, Sabine.
Thank you.
Very good, and I totally agree that the circular economy is going to be very important and great stride. I was wondering, what is your biggest challenge to get more traction on this? And how are you going to do that? And are you alone? So 3 questions, actually.
So what is our biggest challenge at this time? Well, we found a good partner in Loyals, so we have a partner that's going to help us get the traction. I would say at first production is our main challenge, but we found a solution for that. What was the 3rd question, sorry?
Are you alone, or do you have a team around you?
Well, on the payroll I'm alone at this time, but I'm going to get my 20-person team, and I have a silent investor that's helping me with the financial part, because that's not my strong suit. And I, like with Sea Turtle Conservation Curacao, I actually have very talented people around me that help me in every way I need. So.
Great, good luck.
Sabine, I love design and I really love your logo.
Thank you.
I really like the let's say the initiative and the presentation. But I'm also curious to I mean, you're a charity, 100% charity now, right? And of course there's revenues that comes out of the products, right? But is that eventually that you want to get money out of that to maybe funds that you really recycle from what's coming on the beach? Or how do you see that in the future, let's say, the business model? Or will it be 100% charity?
I'm not really sure I understand your question. If you're asking me how are we making money, we already sell meaningful products.
Right.
We have sold about 11,000 products, merchandise products we made from waste plastic. These are small items. We have a pretty big tourism industry in Curacao, and these bins, we target them for hotels. So with cooperation in the tourism industry, which we already have pretty well because we are Sea Turtle Conservation Curacao, and well, people like sea turtles and they come to Curacao to see sea turtles. And I think a lot of hotels especially are aiming to be more sustainable and have an image to be more sustainable because people in Europe expect that of them. And I think when we display them in the hotels, it will have a very big reach because people can also take one home or buy one with, yeah.
Great, thank you, great.
You're welcome.
Sabine, a
Okay.
great pitch.
Thank you.
And being a citizen of Curacao, I'm mighty proud you're here and that you brought a good pitch. But I have a question. How do you promote the link between the sea turtles and the waste bins? And
the thing is, sea turtles are sentinel species. Which basically means that you need to compare them to a canary in the coal mine. If sea turtles are in trouble, we are in trouble. And they are all endangered species. That should tell you enough.
okay, thank you.
Plastic is the biggest threat to them, so it's also to us.
Sabine, thank you for your good pitch. I have actually 2 questions. Can you say something about the partners you are dealing with to get this up and running? And second, I can imagine that this problem is not only focused on Curacao, but maybe a global problem. you have any plans to get it bigger or other areas where this problem is visible?
Well, the Waste No More project is really aimed on the Caribbean, not only on Curacao. Precious Plastic is actually the initiative that enables projects like mine around the world to do something with waste plastic. And there are several partners in Curacao, like Green Forest, Limpy, that have expertise in-house. We have partnerships in the region already, but these are all small-scale producers. And our aim is to upgrade their production so we can actually manage these local waste streams. Because the problem is, bigger industries are not interesting for Curacao and other islands because the economy is too small. Precious plastic is too small. So if you can find something in the middle, that's actually ideal for all the islands. So it's not just Curacao, it's the whole Caribbean with 44 million inhabitants.
That's a lot.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the crowd? Oh.
We have somebody over here. Getting a workout, John.
Yes, indeed.
Mag ik Nederlands tegen je praten?
Ja, natuurlijk.
Ja, had je first. Ik had ooit iemand die Bardoggy presenteerde. Die werd tijdens de finale ook heel zenuwachtig. Hij heeft nu een hele grote mond. Maar ik merkte een beetje op... ik had een beetje moeite met je presentatie. Maar volgens mij heb je wel onwijze passie om dit te gaan doen. Maar er komen een paar vragen bij me op. En misschien omdat ik het niet begrijp. En ik ben ook maar een domme kaaskop. Hier komen ze. Ik had laatst gehoord dat er een heel groot vrachtschip vanuit San Francisco eruit ging. En die ging overal plastic in de grote oceanen opvangen.
Ja.
Is dat een mogelijke samenwerking?
In eerste instantie niet. Met Sea Turtle Conservation Curaçao hebben we al 80.000 gallon plastic van de stranden afgehaald. En daar hebben we gedeeltelijk wat mee gedaan door er sculptuurtjes van te maken die we verkopen aan toeristen. En dat is leuk, maar dat is heel moeilijk omdat het verschillende soorten plastic gemixt zijn. En het gaat dus, maar omdat het zo lastig is het niet de eerste stap die je zou zetten. Omdat het dus allemaal gemixt is, al in zeewater is geweest met UV-straling. Dus we nemen echt het afval dat op Curaçao verzameld wordt. Green Force verzamelt 35.000 kilo plastic per maand. En dat wordt gescheiden. En wij kunnen dat gescheiden afnemen van hun en daar dan nieuwe dingen mee maken.
Helder. Maar dat is eventueel het schaalbare model.
Sorry?
Het schaalbare model, dat zou in de toekomst kunnen eventueel.
Nou, dat kan dit jaar.
Ah, top. Hey, en het maken van die producten, hoe ziet dat eruit? Want als ik dan naar de Antillen kijk, denk ik, nou, dat is een beperkte omgeving. Waar laat je het maken en door wie laat je het maken en wat zijn de marges dan?
We hebben 2 potentiële workshops waar we in zouden kunnen gaan. Dat hangt een beetje van af hoe het vanavond gaat en deze week. Omdat als je 20 mensen moet huisvesten, dan heb je een iets grotere ruimte nodig. En daar hebben we een optie op. En ja, we hebben gewoon een goede grote loods nodig waar wat machines in passen.
Sorry.
Kom maar
Not
anders
meaning
even zoeken straks.
interrupt, but we have many international guests here today, and they wouldn't be able to follow these interesting questions and answers. So please remain in English.
Nou, vooruit. So what is the exact amount that you need? Okay, we're almost done with 2018. So 2019, 2020. So if you would look at your passion,
yes.
Ideally, are you pitching the right amount, or what is it ideally what you would like to see running into your account?
Well, ideally, if well, basically, I should just say I want $300,000 right now, so I can scale to the Caribbean with the pilot. And then after the pilot, I can decide which of the machines would work in the other islands, because each island is a little bit different. So I would prefer to answer that question in half a year.
All right.
Thank you. We can still take another question from the crowd.
Any more questions?
Hier achter in de zaal, ik zie hier binnenkomen welke vragen er zijn en of mensen contacten hebben of ze geïnteresseerd zijn om te investeren. En bij scheidshuren zijn een aantal mensen die willen verder praten. Dus dat is in ieder geval leuk om te vertellen.
Very good.
Nice.
Bij Sabine kan je dat nu nog doen. Dus ga vooral naar fundyourstartup.nl en vul het in.
Question, please.
Hi, thanks first of all for the presentation. Regarding your funding, I was interested, why is it not more charity focused? And now it's more focused at funding from investors.
Because I have my first investors already from Curacao. And I'm not sure how it goes here, but if you have investors ready, they're not always necessarily interested in having more people around the table. So I think I'm pretty happy with the investors I have at this moment. So maybe in half a year, we might be open for discussions to scale it more. But for now, it's good.
Okay, thanks.
All right, let's give Sabine a
Thank
round
you.
of applause. Please come.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Good questions. And we're also part of the academy. And actually, one of the things we teach them is don't ask for funding when you don't need it. Eh? Only ask for money when you need money, even though it looks funny on your bank account. All right, 2 pitches down. One more, we'll have a small break. So you guys can put this into action and talk to Scheidshuren as well as Green Phoenix. The next startup that I'm going to announce now is actually a startup that has a very peculiar passion that I've never felt myself. But what they're trying to do is make your choice of finding the right household companion, but also maintaining that companion in the best way possible. Please welcome to stage Joris and Suzanne.
Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de pinken, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de pinken, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes.
All right. Bazooki.
Yeah, Bazooki.
Very interesting. So please tell me, where did this name come from?
When we started to build our company, we wanted a name that expresses what our company does, which is matching people with pets. So in Dutch, baas zoekt dier, bazooki.
Bazooki. So it's nothing to do with the...
It's nothing to do with...
No.
I never know. You're not a pet guy. You don't look like a pet guy.
Really? Well, actually I am, and I can tell you something funny. Do you want to hear it? Do you know who doesn't look like an animal lover as well, but really loves animals?
Trump.
Vladimir Putin. Really, he got a black Labrador and he really loves him, so don't judge people on his presence.
Okay, well, I'm sure you're going to tell us more about pets and Putin. Good luck.
Thanks.
Give him a round of applause.
I'm living in a world where I feel that safe online that I rent a house or take a cab by a complete stranger. So that's why when I decided to search for a pet, I immediately went to the internet. And there all the trouble began. After a while, it seemed that Marktplaats was my only option. I had to search my new family member on a platform that actually is built to sell stuff. We're Bazooki, and we identified 3 problems with the online search for a new pet. There isn't a central platform, so new pet owners are forced to go to Marktplaats, a non-regulated platform. The chance that you buy an unhealthy and abused animal from a maleficent breeder is more than 30% and could cost new pet owners more than 5,000 euros on a lifetime on their pet. And after owners finally find their new body, everything they need, information, insurance, and pet food, cannot be found in the same environment as where they bought their pet. Bazooki facilitates the perfect match between humans and healthy pets, and we give responsible breeders to take stage both on animal welfare and health. Our product checks breeders with unique checks and assessment criteria. We have an official health certificate that is checked and accepted by vets in cooperation with Utrecht University. And we support new pet owners during the lifetime of their new pet. The online pet market has been sleeping for over 15 years. And we have the opportunity to break open this market. And not only in the Netherlands. We're first in a market that checks all the supply. We have the exclusive right on the health certificate. And we partner the biggest on- and offline retailer in pet food in Holland. And they will link their 3 million unique customers yearly directly to Bazooki. Our scalability is two-sided. We will expand to all services within the sector, and we will cross the borders in 2022 because all other countries in Europe are facing this problem as well. There are 500,000 cats and dogs yearly trade online, and we aim to have a 10% market share in 2021. And to get a 10% market share, we start to onboard the breeder side. And there are 10,000 plus breeders in Holland. We contacted the 50 biggest. We have the commitment of 15. They're good for around 5,000 dogs a year. And we start the first onboarding as we speak. Our business model is structured by 3 cash flows. First, we ask a fixed price. Secondly, we're getting an allowance fee on each insurance with the health certificate. And finally, we're getting a commission fee on each transaction on pet food and accessories. I'm Joris. I worked at Deliveroo, and I will focus on the sales of this business. And my co-founder, Susanne, worked at the United Nations and Startup Delta. She will drive the impact focus of this business. And our CTO, partner of Fonk Amsterdam, Niels. Oh. We've invested 35,000 euros for validation and a pilot product, and we will give you all the opportunity to become part of this breaking market product. I'm Joris, and we are Bazooki. Thank you.
Well done. All right, Bazooki. First questions, jury.
Going once.
Yes, thank you for your pitch. Can you give me some revenue numbers for the first 3 years?
Yes, we can. Yes, I can. It's around a million in second year, and our third year, when we have a 10% market share, is around 2.5 million revenue. And we can grow because we will expand to all services. This is only the revenue on the 3 basis services because we want to provide good health and health in the whole lifetime of their pet. But we can go to grooming salons, we can go to vets, we can go to training schools, we can go to every service what you need to keep your pet. So it's only based on these 3 basic cash flows.
So I have a question. How is it? It's focused on the breeders, right? Like because they are the ones that have to be on your website.
Yeah.
I see a trend around me that everybody wants to have a dog from Spain that comes out of the gutter or somewhere. How is the trend going with that? I mean, with the growing and scalability possibilities.
Sorry, the last?
The scalability of the
Scalability.
Yeah.
Scalability is huge. A strange thing is that this, in all other countries, isn't a product like this, and but they're facing the same problem as here in Holland. So yeah, we want to scale immediately when we can. And Benelux is first because it's like one market. And after that, we will go to Germany. It's around 4 times the market of Holland. So yeah, we go there when we can, as quick as we can.
Nice, nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
Is your certificate relevant throughout Europe? Is it the same in every country? That's the first. And
Sorry?
the certificate you
Yeah.
have, the health certificate,
Yeah.
is that valid in all European countries?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, and then my second question, in your revenue streams, the first one you said it was 15 euros per dog and 7.50 per cat.
Yeah.
Where's that revenue coming from? Who's paying that?
The supplier and the buyer. So it's like for the supplier, they're paying when they make an advertisement or put an advertisement on our platform, and it's just like the same like Airbnb for the buyer.
Thank you, Joris, for your pitch.
Thanks.
Can you explain a little bit more about the exclusivity of the certificates? I don't understand. You get it from the University of Utrecht?
Yes.
And how does it work? Because if I
Well,
want to start Bazooki too,
yeah.
can I get...
Good question. But I think it's the best way that I pass this one to my co-founder. Because
Thank you. What we're doing is we spoke to the most important pet or vet in the Netherlands, which is Paul Overgouw, and he has made this health certificate. But it's not to us to decide what's a pet's health. That has to be done by 2 professors. So that's what we're doing. We're making an independent certificate, or Paul Overgouw makes an independent certificate that is watched by 2 professors from the only veterinary faculty in the Netherlands. And we will have the exclusive right on that certificate. So they cannot sell it accompanied to, for example, Marktplaats.
Any questions in the audience? Hans, you're the jury member. You're first.
Okay, thank you for that opportunity. You are talking about that the first investment is needed for an MVP.
Yeah.
Can you say something about your first steps to get traction, real traction in the business? What is your plan to have a test market, or how do you get this innovative product into the minds of dog buyers?
Yeah. We have a test market. We have we're going to do a pilot, and for this pilot we need to supply. And I think it's I don't know if you say it the same in English, but it's like kip-ei verhaal.
Chicken or egg.
So we need supply, and that's why we went to the 15 biggest suppliers of dogs. And they actually see a lot of problems as well in this market. And they say, okay, if we can go verkopen op transparante basis, then we're in. Sorry guys. Suus? Oh, yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Thank
we
you.
have a couple of ways more, but...
Well, I have a question here.
Shall I hold it? Yes. Yep, there. Thank you very much for your presentation. I was just wondering, again, about this health certificate you're talking about.
Yeah.
What is the difference between your certificate and the advice that an owner of a pet would get when he would take his dog or cat to the vet?
So it's like the difference between the current situation and our certificate, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
The current situation is most of the time the parents of the puppy are checked by the vet if you are a good breeder. Not all the breeders do that. And what our certificate makes different is that we look at the actually puppy. So we check, because if your mother dog doesn't have the disease, doesn't mean that she carries the disease with it, but can still make your puppy very sick. And this is, of course, something that is I've learned from the vets that we're working with. But what we do differently is that we look at the puppy, we see if it's having the disease, and then we can say something about the whole population. So it's a kind of a different view to pets' health. That's different from the current situation.
Thank you.
Thank you. See,
somebody
I
here.
have one more question.
Thanks for your presentation. Nowadays, people buy dogs and cats, and they don't do it only through Marktplaats. What is the problem, the real problem, the pet buyers have that you want to solve? What is their real problem? And because they buy pets, what is the problem that you want to solve?
Well, the problem now is that you actually don't know what kind of pet you get into your house, because there isn't any transparency. There are a lot of maleficent breeders, and what we are doing, and I think that's the main point which problem we are solving, is that we will give you all the transparency you need to know that you buy a good pet from a good supplier. That's the main problem. You cannot see. We're going to check professional suppliers with the RVO, Rijksoverheid. The more information the supplier gives, the more you know as a buyer. And we think that with all the current platforms, you don't have that information.
Very good. Thank you. All right. We have one more critical question.
That's good. Pet passion.
In English. So I see you have the University of Utrecht.
Yeah.
Did you make a specific choice for Utrecht? Because first thing that came to mind for me would be Wageningen, for example. So if I would start a competitor, I would go to Wageningen. I would say, I got an exclusive, well, whatever, something from Wageningen, and I can go out there too. I don't get your exclusive. I find it a bit over-tempered.
The only veterinary faculty is on Utrecht. There are a few professors on Wageningen who have a lot of knowledge about pets as well. They will be as well in our advisory board on the health certificate, but we went there to the main professor and we explained what we wanted to build, and they were that kind enthusiastic that they say, okay, this is such a good idea and this is really what the pet market needs for 15 years already. So we want to help with you to make a better market.
So are you creating a new health certificate for pets?
Yeah.
Well, that should be your pitch, I think, in the beginning. So here we are, we're creating a new health certificate for vets, or for pets, sorry. And the vets are actually going to use it. And because they are actually going to use it, people that would like to buy a dog or a cat are actually looking at it. So in the first place, I wouldn't go to Marktplaats. I would actually first go to something that is the certificate.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should be your pitch then.
It's good feedback.
Yeah, it's very good feedback. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's give him a round of applause.
Thanks.
Just so you know, I trained with their pitches, so next time a bit sooner. I wasn't. Okay, perfect. We've had 3 pitches. That means we have a break. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 15 minutes. That's not 17, that's not 13, that's 15 minutes. We're going to have a drink, a little break, and then we'll be back here in 15 minutes. Yes?
Misschien snap je het als ik het zo zeg, de flow. Mijn flow is nooit weg. En check hoe ik de lat weer hoog leg, de flow. Mijn flow is nooit weg. Misschien snap je het als ik het zo zeg, de flow. Mijn flow is nooit weg. En check hoe ik de lat weer hoog leg, de flow. Mijn flow is nooit weg. Misschien snap je het als ik het zo zeg, de flow. Mijn flow is nooit weg. En check hoe ik de lat weer hoog leg, de flow. Mijn flow is nooit weg. Misschien snap je het als ik het zo zeg, de flow. Mijn flow is nooit weg. En check hoe ik de lat weer hoog leg, de flow. Mijn flow is nooit weg.
Take 2!
Oh mijn god. Oh, dan ben ik wel wat ontspannender, geloof ik.
Wat voor nieuwe dingen?
Nou, die hebben we zeker wel, maar dat ga ik niet delen. In New York zit ik er een beetje aan te denken.
Ja.
Ja.
Doe maar niet.
Nee.
Dit mag je eruit knippen.
Waarderpolder is het businesspark van Haarlem. Centraal gelegen in de metropoolregio Amsterdam. Een kwartier van Schiphol. Met een eigen treinstation en 5 minuutjes op de fiets vanuit de historische binnenstad. Prachtig langs het Spaarne. Het is niet voor niets dat grote internationale bedrijven en succesvolle Nederlandse merken zich hier hebben gevestigd. En Haarlem, daar wil je nooit meer weg. Het is een toplocatie om te wonen, werken en ondernemen. Met een hoge levensstandaard, sfeer en joie de vivre. Haarlem heeft prachtige bedrijven voortgebracht. Waar ooit de stoere 4G-kranen stonden, vinden nu jonge creatieve ondernemers elkaar in een levendige start-up community. Haarlemmers zijn goed opgeleid. De stad investeert in talent. Onderwijs en bedrijfsleven werken intensief samen. Dat maakt Haarlem stagestad nummer 1. Het zijn juist de rafelige randjes, de ruimte en de energie van de stad die de ondernemende geest prikkelen. De maakindustrie, creatieve sector en nieuwe technologie gaan hier moeiteloos samen. Nederlandse exportproducten vinden vanuit de Waarderpolder hun weg over de hele wereld. Met een Smart Industry Field Lab en een state-of-the-art datacenter op het businesspark loopt Haarlem voorop qua digitale connectiviteit en in de ambitie om van de metropoolregio de datahub van de wereld te maken. Actieve netwerken, korte lijnen. Dat is ook de kracht. De samenwerking tussen ondernemers, gemeente en parkmanagement is uniek. We delen dezelfde ambitie. Dat maakt veel, zo niet alles, mogelijk.
All right, welcome back. I'm happy you're all back. Hoping I'm not seeing too many empty spaces. We have 2 more pitches. And we, of course, have 2 more prizes for all the pitchers for tonight. Before we go there, we've heard a voice before the break that we can't recognize, or we don't know the name to that voice, but actually that's Valerie. And Valerie's sitting at the back, and because we have this fundyourstartup.nl website, people outside of this room are participating. So Valerie, I can't see you, but if you're there, any status updates?
Yes. Some people have interest in, let me see, scheidshuren again. Also Green Phoenix.
Green Phoenix. Whoop, whoop. This is how we localize. Green Phoenix, scheidshuren.
And also Basuki. But use Fund Your Startup, you can still fill it in. Also for the startups from before the break.
Okay, thank you, Valerie. Of course, Valerie, the founder of this whole charade, so we might see you on stage later maybe, I don't know. Moving forward, let's do a quick recap of the 3 startups you've seen, and then freshen up your inspiration and the passion you've seen on stage with 2 more startups.
We are Scheidshuren. Our referee rental platform is already in full swing. On our website, you book a referee for any age, all levels, and anywhere in the Netherlands. We are building the Uber of sports.
I am Sabine Berendsen. I'm the founder of Sea Turtle Conservation Curacao and Green Phoenix. We are going to prevent plastic pollution by using plastic waste and turning it into new products.
We're Bazuki, the platform for the perfect match between humans and healthy pets.
Let's give him a hand. All right. So, next startup. The next startup that I'll announce on stage is actually a Caribbean startup that is bringing the right kind of plastic to his home country. Let's welcome Chad from Ching.
Ik heb de skills baby, ik heb de feel baby, ik heb de groove baby, ik heb de groove baby, ik heb daar de drang, ik heb daar de drang. Ik heb de skills baby, ik heb de feel baby, ik heb de mood baby, ik heb de groove baby, ik heb daar de drang, ik heb daar de drang.
All right, Chad. I actually asked the first question to you because I just love your name and I want to know Ching, Chingaling, what does it mean?
Okay, Nick.
What is the universal sound of money?
I thought it might be.
Ka-ching, cha-ching. Sound transverses languages. So we wanted something that would definitely resonate with people, no matter if they spoke Dutch or French or English or Spanish, because these are all spoken in the Caribbean. And we wanted something that would resonate with people around the world, even Mandarin. So that's why we chose the name Ching.
Good choice.
Ching ka-ching. So, Chad, please tell me, what's the purpose and why? Why should anyone care that this exists?
Well, in the developed worlds, small businesses have the tools that they need to excel and to get a running start. This is just not the case in the Caribbean. And because of that, there's a hinder on the economy. There is this pain that's created for all the people that want to travel to the Caribbean and expect to pay with card and find out that they can't. So our purpose is to bridge this gap, is to alleviate the pain that all the tourists are getting while traveling there, and the visitors are getting, and to allow all the small businesses to partake in the economy and do their role.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Chad, take it away.
Thank you. No cash, no problem, man. Ching is the thing. Everyone in the Netherlands and Europe already knows the pains associated with having to get and use cash. These pains are even more so felt when having to travel, especially to my neck of the woods in the Caribbean. But no worries, we're working and we're solving these pains. Ching has created a mobile app that allows you to accept credit card on any device, anytime, anywhere. It's as simple as using the camera to scan the card, letting the customer sign with their finger, and sending a receipt. With Ching, there's no need to go to the bank. Simply download the app and sign up in minutes. The app is easy and free to install and use, and we make 1% of every transaction with an additional small monthly fee. We can also settle into any local bank, and we do this all with the utmost security in mind. Only 1 out of every 3 businesses in the Caribbean has the ability to accept credit cards. Here are what some of these businesses look like. These businesses cannot accept cards even though they interact daily with people who prefer to pay using card. With just a small group of 80 users, we've done over 2,500 transactions that is equated to over $200,000 in volumes. We make 1% of this volume. We have strong team members with business backgrounds at the large Fortune 500 companies because we know we need strong team members to grow our volumes. With a small core team and a number of advisors, we've been able to achieve quite a bit. We also have strong business partners. Scotiabank is a well-positioned bank throughout the entire Caribbean region, and First Data is a well-positioned processor throughout the world. With the help of Present Your Startup earlier in August in Curacao, we announced a key partnership with Curaçao's finest payments provider, CXPay. So this Ching thing didn't just start yesterday. We've been doing transactions since 2016. We started growing throughout the Caribbean this year, and we intend to focus on regional and global scaling in the years to come. With 2 years of transactions under our belt, we've noticed that each one of our merchants, on average per year, does about $4,500 in card sales. They do about 50 transactions per year, which means we can make about $225 per merchant. Keeping this in mind, we intend to scale to over 2,500 merchants by 2020 and leverage that growth to continue growing in the years to come. The Caribbean is quite a large market. There's 44 million people that reside there. There's 30 million plus visitors that come through every year, and there's over 2 million merchants. This is just the size of the Caribbean. If we wanted to scale to the US, to South America, to Europe, these numbers are in the hundreds of millions. To get to this market, we need to support online payments, we need to support iOS and Apple devices, and get to chip cards, all to reach 2,500 users by 2020. We also need investment to make this happen. So we're asking for around 250,000 euros for roughly 10% of the company. Ching provides even the smallest businesses with an efficient means of capturing card payments. This empowers those businesses and elevates the economy and eliminates the pain of using cash for all of us. Dank u wel.
Dankjewel, dankjewel. All right.
So I'm seeing there's actually something up on the screen right now. Crowd support, ching.exchange.
Yeah, if anyone wants to contribute and support our cause and what we're doing, there's an option to visit our website at ching.exchange, and you'll see a crowdfunding on the bottom of that if anyone in the crowd wants to support and get involved.
Nice.
Thank you. First question by the judges.
And cheeky.
Thank you so much for your speech. Very powerful.
Thank you.
Loads of questions, but one of the most important thing is for me is, are there any local players on this field, and are there any worldwide competitors in the Caribbean field?
Okay, and when you say local players, you just mean in the Caribbean region?
Caribbean, yes.
Yes, okay. So right now, there's lots of global players, Square, PayPal, Stripe. There's players here in the Netherlands and Europe, but they're not operating in the Caribbean region. They don't view it as a cohesive region, but I do. And it's a small region. If you grew up in Europe, if you grew up in the US, you're not looking for other regions that are small to grow to. You're looking for huge regions. So that's one of the things that I think has kept us a little bit under the radar for growing to for these big companies. And locally in the region, we are the first aggregator to market. So we're leading that stance, and all the other competitors are not competitors. They're what's the word? There's some alternative with banks, but they're not aggregating. They're not providing service to all the banks. They're just one-off solutions just by the bank that doesn't service everyone.
Great pitch. Thank you very much. Could you elaborate a little bit more on the safety of this solution? Because I didn't quite get that. Why
A
this
banking
is safe?
question.
Yep, I take that as a security question. Our system is certified by First Data, one of the largest payment processors in the world. We encrypt a lot within our system. We triple encrypt. We encrypt as soon as the card number is scanned in. We encrypt if there's any data at rest and that's being buffered for a period of time. We encrypt as we send it through our backend servers, and we even encrypt it at the application layer within the app. And then a third part of that is we don't store credit card numbers. Right. So as soon as a transaction happens, we do that transaction, then we drop all that data. So we're not a big honeypot that's just accumulating all these cards. We get hacked, and then 500 million cards are breached because we don't even store the cards.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good question. You don't encrypt. You do encrypt, you don't store.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Particularly on these small enterprises, this is a big market. I think there are 4 billion people with less than $5 earnings per day, and I think this is the market you're looking for. If you want to expand about, beyond the Caribbean, are the partners you have on board, do you have presence in those markets, or do you need other partners as well?
Thank you, Hans. Yeah, First Data has presence throughout the Caribbean very well, and they have presence internationally very well. They're one of the largest payment processors in the world. CXPay, which is one of the key providers from Curacao, has the ability to settle into any merchant that's in North America, South America, Europe, and we haven't tested any Asian connections yet. But they get us to 3 immediately huge markets, and they function within 24 of the Caribbean islands there. So those partners are helping us grow, they're helping us scale. We still need more, we still need banks on board, we still need the large card brands on board.
So you just mentioned a couple of your competitors. When you go global, what's your unique advantage? What's gonna...
Yeah, okay. One advantage that we find critical being in the Caribbean is no hardware. There's no extra hardware. This is only functioning on a phone that the merchant already has with a bank account that they already have. And that's key for us. It's what allows us to scale because the distribution networks in the Caribbean are not good networks. If you need to get a product, a piece of hardware from one island to the next, it takes a long time. Costs are extremely high. And then when it gets there, it's centralized, and then that has to be distributed to even smaller islands. So that doesn't work well for us, and that's going to be one key advantage that we will have moving into the developed worlds is we're completely hardware-less, which allows us to scale quicker, sooner, faster, and differentiates us.
I think one of the biggest challenges you have is to get the merchants in. Is it an advantage that you are a local player? And how do you get your customers in? So
Yes. You're right. Onboarding is something that's tricky for us and tricky for every player in the market. And that's the part that we're really creating the most value in, quickly onboarding a merchant to get them transacting in as short amount of time as possible. It is tricky. We do have an advantage being local because we know the market well, we know the culture well, we know the people well. Being in the Caribbean, there's all these different colonies from different nations, right? And the local people really come together and sleep well at night, knowing that one of their own is doing a good service in their region and going globally. So that is a unspoken advantage in the region.
Any more questions? Outside of the most important people, of course. We have questions here. I see one hand there. I saw somewhere a hand.
Yes, sir.
Chad, thanks for your pitch. You've mentioned, and I've read the numbers when it comes to local residents of the Caribbean, but also the tourists. You said that 1/3 of the merchants don't have credit card facilities. Can you give us the numbers for the whole Caribbean of your potential market?
Okay. The numbers for the potential market immediately in the Caribbean sits at 2 million merchants, right? We're less than 100 right now, and we intend to grow to 2,500 before 2020. And even if we grow to high numbers that you saw in the chart, which is 60,000 merchants, that's still just a fraction of the total potential size of 2 million merchants. So that's the total numbers in that area.
I think there's a small follow-up here. I'm curious to see what's next.
Getting the vendors on board is crucial. I've seen some faces and names. Do you have good marketeers on board already, or do you need to hire them?
We have a new marketing director who's here in the Netherlands with us today. Her name's Angel Cameron. She's went to the back. She's waving in the back.
She's at the back.
She works. She just closed up a job with one of the largest law firms in the company. She was head of their operations, and then dabbled in a lot of marketing and helps marketing around the region. So she's slowly being attracted towards the team. We'll be using her, but we need more people involved with marketing. Marketing is going to be one of our most challenging things to get the word out there quickly, to grow quickly. So we're looking for more support, but we already have people on the team that have a good grasp on how to grow and that understand the culture in the Caribbean.
Thank you. And I see we have another question here at the back.
All right. Few questions. Who is the acquirer and the issuer behind your platform?
Okay. The acquiring partner is Scotiabank. They're helping us get to, because they're so well positioned in the Caribbean, they're the acquiring partner. We don't have an issuing partner at the moment. It'd be nice to get a major one, but the issuing banks, for example, for visitors, if visitors are coming from the US, it's US issuing banks. If they're coming from Europe, it's European issuing banks. If they're coming from Asia, it's Asia issuing banks. And we don't need them as a partner to perform the services we need to. But if we had them, that would be great because it makes the conversation with other banks, with other processors, with other regulators in different regions, it eases that process. So we don't have an issuing one, but wouldn't mind getting one.
Sure. Last question. What do you do with the kickback? Not the kickback, but the...
returns.
Refunds. I'm sorry. I was looking for that word. For
what
example, when I pay something with my app, and I will return a product later to the merchant.
Who's
responsible for the?
We perform any refund as any other regular transaction. It's the merchant to refund their product and refund their customer, and once they run it through the card system, we just perform a refund like a normal transaction. So it's not an issue for us. The merchant has to accept the refund from the individual, but we don't have any issues with that right now. And we're not doing online web payments as yet, so we haven't had any issues with the refunds at mass level.
Right, thank you
I shouldn't say as yet. We're doing it in a small amount already, but we haven't had any issues with that.
Thank you. I see there's another question over on this side of the floor.
Yeah, good evening. One thing that occurs to me is one of the reasons why these kind of merchants people do their business with cash is because they don't have to pay taxes on all the transactions they do. Are you providing any advisory or information to them once they have a bank account and their clients are paying with credit cards? Then the government is able to track all of their earnings. What happens when at the end of the year, for example, they get something in the mail saying, hey, you have to pay your taxes now? Because once the first merchant gets this kind of notification, all of the others are going to be like, wait, what? So yeah, that's my question.
We don't provide any tax advisory services at the moment. If we grow into sizable markets and start doing pivoting our footstep, we might provide some of those professional services. How to answer that is making the transactions transparent to the bank doesn't mean you're making them transparent to the government. It's still on the merchant to have to file their taxes, do all their legal rights, because the systems aren't as tied together as you think they are. The governments will hate me for saying this, but the governments aren't that active in collecting tax from their citizens in the Caribbean.
And in the end, we know.
And we don't want them to be, okay?
He's not supporting any of this. In the end, if people have plastic, they pay more. Because you always have to get cash, it's a hassle.
And the government's like this because this grows their economy, which means they have more taxable dollars, So it's not a lose situation in any means. It's a win-win situation for the government, for their budget, for the merchants, for everyone.
You got me on board, eh? You have to get them on board. All right, give him a hand. I know, I'm biased. I do apologize. All right. We're moving to the final pitch of tonight. I'm just making sure there's no updates in the back, but if I don't see any lights coming on, I won't. Now, the next pitch is two ladies that are actually feeding the world by feeding our society better. Please welcome on stage with me the women from Lolo's.
Yes, yes. You rocken with the best, dat weet je best. Yes, yes. We schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes. We lopen in de pas, niet in de mes. Bij de tijd, bij de pinken, bij de handen, bij de les. Yes, yes. You rocken with the best, dat weet je best. Yes, yes. We schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes. We lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de pinken, bij de handen, bij de les. Yes, yes.
Hi.
Not only the judges, huh? There are more people here.
Oh, awesome.
Huh?
So I see there's some wonderful young ladies sharing out goodies. I actually didn't step outside during the break, so I'm quite hungry as well. But please, I'm intrigued. Tell us more.
Well, what do you want to know?
Well, what exactly are these wonderful young ladies doing?
Well, these are two of the main parts of our company, because we co-create with children, and they are our board of advisors, part of our board of advisors, and so they came here to actually give you the product that Lisanne will tell you all about.
Wonderful, thank you.
So you're going to talk to us tonight.
Yes, I'm going to tell you all about Lolo's and about the great snacks we developed.
Okay, perfect. Because I know I'm a bit of a passion purpose kind of guy, but what are you guys going for? What's the end goal?
We go for profit first and then our purpose, because without profit we cannot reach our purpose. And eventually our goal is to be the Unilever of good food and doing good in this world.
So that's our big goal.
That's a huge goal.
That is, but
That's
Great.
it. Good luck.
all right, thank you. Did you know that 1 out of 7 children in the world is overweight? And did you know that 1 out of 6 children in the world is hungry? We are Lolo's, and we believe kids deserve good food. And that's why we created healthy kid snacks, without any added sugar, 100% natural and organic. And for every box we sell, we give a nutritious meal to a hungry child in Africa. We are unique because we co-create with a selected group of children, our Kids Board of Advisors. They help us on the development of product development and promotions and branding. In January 2018, we did a crowdfunding campaign. 150 people supported us in 16 countries. Also that year, we were one of the finalists of the Albert Heijn product pitch. We sold our products in 3 big supermarkets with a rotation of 20 portion bags per week per store. We also launched in the Apenhul, a monkey zoo with over 500,000 visitors. Next year, in February, we will launch Lolo's in 500 supermarkets of Albert Heijn. In May, we will start our portfolio extension with the Healthy Kids cereal. In 2020, we will expand our distribution with 2 extra Dutch retailers and a German retailer. And in 2020, we will start a collaboration with a big corporate to really make impact. If we look at our financials, for 2018, we will expect a revenue of 5,000 euros. For 2019, we will have a revenue of 300,000 euros, and this is mainly based on the Albert Heijn deal. For 2020, we will have a big growth to 1 million euros, and this is based on 4 retailers with 3 boxes per week per store. Today, you have the opportunity to step in for 200,000 euros and join us on this fantastic journey. We are looking for a strategic partner who has knowledge in the food market and really helps us grow this company. My name is Lisanne, and I am the CEO of Lolo's. And together with co-founder Jitra, we have over 20 years of experience in the food market. Together we have 6 kids, well, not really together, but she has 4 kids and I have 2 kids. And we both lived in Africa for a couple of years. We have a strong board of advisors who advise us on topics like food, marketing, and finance. If you believe kids really deserve good food, then this is the time to make a difference. Then join Lolo's and take a bite, feed a child. Thank you.
Impressive. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Judges, I'm not sure if you had any time to watch the pitch, but when you're done eating, any questions? Oh, nobody. Everybody's got a full mouth.
It's snack time.
Well, maybe the proof of the pudding is I gave it to my kids after the semi-finals and they loved it. So I think that's the best thing you can
Wow,
do.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Done.
Thank you so much. I'm a little bit overwhelmed, so I don't have a question right now. The kids loved it. So.
Actually, I have 2 questions. To become the Unilever of a competitive Unilever of the size of Unilever, that will big steps. So you go for the first, you go to 300,000, then 1 million.
Yeah.
So what is the bigger picture in the next 5 years? Because I don't think that will be Unilever. Second, how do you finance this? Because I think this is something you ask for 200,000 euros. But usually the payment terms of these big companies, you know, are usually 60 days, 90 days. I think that will be an issue moving forward. How do you solve that?
Okay. 2 questions. First one, in 5 years, we see we will have impact in Europe. We see what's happening in the UK and in Germany, and they are way ahead if we look at the Netherlands. And we have network there, and that's why we want to start with Germany, then the UK, and then some other countries in Europe. Second is how we deal with the payment issue. We made a great deal with Albert Heijn, and I'm very proud of it because we have a payment term now of 30 days. And I'm very happy with that because that solves a bit of a cash flow issue. Yeah, and we try to make great deals with other retailers, so that's a challenge. But that's how we solve that.
Question on feeding the child in Africa. How are you gonna make that happen? How's that meal getting there?
Well, great question. I will ask Jitra to answer that.
It's a great question because it's difficult. An NGO, most of the time, not most of the time, but some of the times the NGO tries to sell a story and the money goes pretty much elsewhere instead of the cause that they're really working for. So we partnered up with a very big NGO, which already gives away 1 million meals per year. So we wanted it to be the perfect partner. So that's why we found Future Life Foundation.
And they also work with the government, and they get audited a lot. It's a German lady, and well, yeah, you know her from South Africa, and we are sure that it's getting on the right place. What we like about the product is that it's one-on-one. So you really give a meal. It's not like 10% or 20% or whatever. It's really tangibles. So our aim eventually is to develop an app where a child can see, hey, I helped that other child in the world.
Amazing. More questions.
Yeah, I really love this. I'm curious about the other products. Let's say, do you have other products? You have other products in mind. Can you say something about it? Because I mean, if you get the kids eating this every week, I mean, I know when I eat something every week, I get really annoyed at the end. You know, so I can imagine with the product life cycle. I don't know, with other tastes. What's your ambition? I'm really curious about it.
Well, our plan is to develop every half year a new product together with the kids. We already have a kids cereal ready. We tested it with the kids, and they love it again. We don't use any added sugar again, and we know it will work because Albert Heijn doesn't have it yet. They test a lot, and they're even very interested in getting it from us. So our ambition is not only these snacks, but really have a great portfolio of kids products. And cereal is definitely the second category we're aiming for, because if you look now at the supermarkets, it's terrible. My daughter is here, and I'm not giving her any cereal because it's full of sugar. There are no fibers in it. So, well, we will see. And we are working on it to launch it even in 2019.
Awesome, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm curious about the deal you have with Albert Heijn.
Yeah.
Because if you need marketing to get the product out there, how much time do you get from Albert Heijn to get your marketing up and running? Can they get you out of the store in 1 month? Or
no, well, we have a deal for 1 year, exclusive. The marketing, that's why that's why I'm asking you all to fund us, because we need marketing money to convince moms about Lolo's. When we look at the test we did at the 3 big Albert Heijn stores, Jitra and myself were there, and we were sampling like crazy, and it really works. And it's even the moms and the kids, that really works. The sampling in those stores. That's why we want to use part of that money for sampling. Also, we're thinking of other campaigns, of course, not only sampling. But Albert Heijn is not asking us now to put a strong promotion in or something. But we think that we need that to convince mothers and kids to buy it.
Thank you. I actually have a question for the crowd. By show of hands, who has kids under the ages of 10?
Wow.
What do you want to know?
Well, what are your concerns with this product, or are you excited about it? Please share something.
I'm
Just to repeat the
excited
question.
about the
It's
project.
the
because-
concerns about the product and
No, if there's any concerns.
concerns about the product.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't have any concerns. I have kids. They don't like cereal, but that's not a problem. I think it's a good idea. It's always good to provide healthy food for kids.
And do you have any questions?
No, not really. Oh, and one maybe. Did you validate it? You said you sampled in the Albert Heijn.
Yeah.
Did you get reviews from the people who got it?
Yes, very positive, and it really works if you see a mom with a cart and a kid, and then you go there and you give them a package, and the kid love it. Then the mom's, okay, I will buy it, and then we tell them, well, if you buy 5 of these portion bags, so the small bags,
Yeah.
you're also feeding a child in Africa, and then they buy 5.
Okay.
So that's that's what
Yeah.
we are aiming for. And
Okay,
it's
great. Okay.
Thank
There's a question behind you. Yes.
Although I appreciate people who want to help people in Africa, I have a situation I would like to put forward to you. You sell through Albert Heijn, that's your starting point.
Yeah.
I buy two at Albert Heijn, but in Holland we have 1 million people who are under the poverty level. 1 million. That's 1 out of 17 in this country.
Yeah.
Why don't you use the revenues you get from selling through Albert Heijn to channel those to those 1 million people in Holland who have kids too? Why haven't you considered that?
Good question. I think it's because of my background, because I lived 3 years in Ghana, and I really saw the impact of well, not good food for children, and I really wanted to change that. And exactly the same with Yitra in South Africa, and we already had the contact in South Africa to help them. But I really love your question, because eventually we want more kids. We want a lot of kids we can help in Ghana, but also in the Netherlands, or in Kenya, or in Asia. It doesn't matter. We really want to provide good food for all of the kids. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, well, we're not transporting food directly from the Netherlands to Africa. The food is already in Africa. So that doesn't make a difference for us. Yeah?
Thank you very much. That will be all the questions for now.
All the questions for today. All right.
All right.
Well done. Give her a hand.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
Good questions. And I understand the box is a meal, but I understood as well that the box here means a meal there. So we're not sending stuff, plastic, anything. It's food there, meal here.
Yes.
That way. All right.
Nicholas.
Yes. I'm getting interrupted by somebody.
Yes.
A quick update?
Yeah. We have a lot of response, but there can be more response, of course. Last year we had a live funding. The year before we had funding under drinks afterwards. So please fill in if you like to discuss something with one of the startups. It's also now time to vote. We only have 5 minutes for that. So we don't announce when we close the votes, but you can use your phone now. Go to fundyourstartup.nl and go to the vote page.
So once more, folks, fundyourstartup.nl, that's a place that you can vote for the public prize. So your vote matters, your vote counts. So the folks at home can do that, and the folks here present with us today. So in a few short minutes, we'll be announcing the public prize.
Yes, we will. The good thing about tonight is that we saw a lot of passion, a lot of purpose of these startups, and what I like about their action and subsequently traction is that they really try to go to the next level. Therefore, these critical points, but also these good questions that we've raised show that we're passionate with them. We want to help them. We want to understand them better. But it's also about funding. So I'm going to be a wee bit cheeky here. I'm going to spend 10 seconds and just looking around. And I'm not committing you to anything, but is there anybody in this room that would be interested in talking about investing tonight? Can I see a raise of hands? I'm going to give you 10 seconds, eh? Be very scarce. People here, everybody behind you is raising their hands.
Oh, we have a gentleman here in the front raising his hand.
You've been neglected. I think you need a mic. I think I've heard your voice before as well, but we're getting you a mic first. Ah, okay.
So first of all, the last question about, what's the company's name?
Lolo's.
Then we should ask any startup, because now we actually ask anyone with kids. So I didn't raise my hand, so yeah, I have a kid. He likes sugar, shitloads. But I find that suggestive, so that's one thing. Two, the company from the Caribbean that does the payment, I freaking love the company. I have a shitload of questions. We have a fund in South America where we're actually involved in various startups. I'm coming from gaming, so gaming is one of them. Pippa Studios is one of the biggest bingo companies in South America, so I would like to talk to them. And the last company I actually like the most, and I think they should win. Fuck it, I should say it.
Thank you. Okay. Well,
bold statement. Thank you.
I'm going to say that in that sense, I'm not biased yet because I think they all should win, but it's not up to me, thankfully. It is up to you. I think we have 2 or 3 more minutes to close that round. To recap and to move on, we're going to show you the last 5 pitches one more time with their personal pitch. And then we're going to move to the grand finale and, of course, let our judges discuss and deliberate. Can we see the last 5 pitches?
We are Scheidsheren. Our referee rental platform is already in full swing. On our website, you book a referee for any age, all levels, and anywhere in the Netherlands. We are building the Uber of sports.
I am Sabine Berendsen. I'm the founder of Sea Turtle Conservation Curacao and Green Phoenix. We are going to prevent plastic pollution by using plastic waste and turning it into new products.
We're Bazooki, the platform for the perfect match between humans and healthy pets.
I'm Chad Letsom, and I'm simplifying payments through the use of a mobile app. I'm changing commerce in the Caribbean and around the world.
We are Lolo's, and we believe kids deserve good food. We've created delicious, healthy kid snacks. And for every box we sell, we give a nutritious meal to a hungry child.
Around. All right, guys. This is the moment when you guys deliberate. You guys open your apps one final time to make sure you've put your votes in. And we say thank you to the entertainment of tonight. So can you give it up one more time for a beautiful band tonight? Maestro Michael and the Einzel Gang.
Yeah, the Einzel Gang.
Yeah. Goedenavond. Nogmaals. Maestro Michael and Einzel Gang. I am Maestro Michael. This is the Einzel Gang. It's a pleasure playing tonight. And my English is not that good, so my lyrics are in Dutch. But if you like to translate, maybe you can help us by hiring Yo. Zomaar een vrijdagmiddag met wat mannen op pad. Het plan is bar hangen tot bam in de stad. En jawel, er wordt evenveel bier als slappe grappen getapt. Totdat ik haar zie en mijn aandacht wordt gepakt door die benen. Waarmee ze in ene op me afkomt en die ogen waarbij een zwemdiploma van pas komt. Hallo, ik ben Wiebe, dat is hoe het contact tot stand komt. En wie ben jij, dat is hoe het gesprek op gang komt. Ik maak grapjes met haar, haal drankjes voor haar. Ik wil galant zijn, ze hoeft van mij niet lam te worden. Zo'n mooie lach, hoe dope is dat? Dus elke stilte die er valt, wordt opgevuld met oogcontact. Zo houdt ze het uit met mij tot sluitingstijd. En met de bezem in zijn hand doet de barman ons uitgeleiden. Eenmaal buiten zegt ze ik ga, was gezellig, zie je snel weer oké. En ik zeg jij gaat nergens heen zonder mij. Want ik woon vlakbij en we zijn allebei morgen vrij. Jij gaat nergens heen zonder mij. Dus waar jij ook gaat, je gaat niet alleen, ik ga mee. Nacht wordt dag, dag, dagen, dagen, weken, weken, maanden. Je mag van een relatie spreken, waarvan deze jongen hevig in de ban is. Roze wolk, zevende hemel, vlinders, alles. Maar vlinders verdwijnen, zo gaat het. En maken plaats voor dat waarmee ik daarvoor al in mijn maag zat. Issues variëren van financiële tot gemoedstoestanden die een potje squash in mijn psyche spelen. Maar mijn problemen zijn mijn problemen, daar voel ik een ander niet mee lastig. Maar dat is lastig, want zij wil delen. Vrij vervelend, understatement. Ik kan me niet uiten, zij krijgt het niet uit me. Alsof het langzaam door de afvoer loopt. Maar zij wil de boel niet laten klappen zonder slag of stoot. En met een traan op de wang kijkt ze me aan, pakt mijn hand en zegt tegen mij:
jij gaat nergens heen zonder mij. Met ook in zware tijden vind jij mij aan jouw zij. Jij gaat nergens heen zonder mij. Want je hebt een deel en je bent een deel van mij.
We gaan van maanden richting jaren en we raken niet meer in paniek, al wordt het weer wat zwaarder. Dan laten we ons niet door opzij slaan. Sterker nog, regen kondigt zonneschijn aan. Zo banen we ons een weg richting het onbekende. Van zonnewende naar equinox naar zonnewende. En of we nou chillen als een malle, amper zorgen hebben, of in donkere grotten tegen monsters vechten. Wat de toekomst ons precies te bieden heeft, is iets dat zelfs een helderziende niet kan weten. We zien wel waarheen onze wegen leiden, totdat onze wegen scheiden. En als ze scheiden, scheiden ze gedeeltelijk. Inmiddels is ze een deel van, heeft ze een deel van. Dus waar ik ga, gaat zij. Waar zij gaat, daarheen ga ik. Dus zeg ik haar, jij gaat nergens heen zonder mij. Want je hebt een deel en je bent een deel van mij. Jij gaat nergens heen zonder mij. Dus waar jij ook gaat, je gaat niet alleen, ik ga mee. Jij gaat nergens heen zonder mij. Want je hebt een deel en je bent een deel van mij. Jij gaat nergens heen zonder mij. Dus waar jij ook gaat, je gaat niet alleen, ik ga mee. Jij gaat nergens heen.
Thank you. All right. On stage, can I ask the founder of Present Your Startup, Valerie Valenduc, and her new associate, Mike.
Give it up, a round of applause.
She doesn't know about this. Val, I think you need to come on stage. I'm asking you. No, you're coming. You're not staying. It's a small surprise, you're coming.
Nee, ik kan niet.
Yeah.
I still have to see the Public Choice
I'm
Award.
sure somebody can
Almost
take over.
done.
You're
No.
coming, you have to come here.
So, someone please go and get her. Should I?
Has everybody ever told you that you're slightly stubborn sometimes? You have to come here. Why are you laughing? You can bring a laptop, it's mobile. We're waiting. The show's over, otherwise. You have to come. We have movement. Maybe we need to encourage her a bit more. Give it up for Val. Don't worry, it's only 2 minutes. All right, welcome. Let's sit down. Okay, so we know you guys are business associates. Don't worry, you don't have to say things. We scripted this. We know what we're doing. Go with the flow. You're surprised. So, first things first, Mike, how is it? Rhetorical question. How is it to work with Valerie?
To work with her? Well, my social timeline is way more noisier, but, well, you said something about passion before, but, well, she's far the most passionate person I ever met. So that's cool. And, well, actually, I believe that there are a few other people that would like to say something to her, and, well, because it's our 5th anniversary, we have a little surprise for you. And it's powered by Nick Stals's Yesti app, so, well, I guess Eddie should start.
Sit here. Then you can see the screen.
Maybe you should sit there.
Oh, roll the clip, guys.
There it is.
Hallo lieve mama. Vanavond sta je op het podium. Ik ben heel trots op jou. Ik wens je veel succes. Het liefst een dikke kus voor Sylvie. Oh, ik geloof dat iemand dus nog wat wil zeggen.
Hallo lieve. Ook aan mij is gevraagd wat mijn mooiste moment is van Present Your Star.
Ja, kies één moment. Dat kan toch niet, jongens?
Dan is dat toch wel die finale. Dat je daar staat op dat podium.
De betrokkenheid van iedereen. Met elkaar, voor elkaar.
Al met al een hele toffe ervaring.
Maar als ik er dan toch eentje moet kiezen, dan moet het wel zijn je geslaagde missie om Haarlem en Haarlem te verbinden.
Kijk ons nou zitten, uit Haarlem, hier in Haarlem.
Na 5 dagen kwamen wij als investeerders, start-uppers en andere enthousiastelingen vol enthousiasme weer terug.
En dit is nog maar het begin, daar ben ik van overtuigd.
Dus present your startup, ga zo door.
I'm looking forward for the next few years.
Yeah!
So, 5 years. How about that?
Wow. Thank you very much, everybody who did this. And I'm sorry for my behavior behind.
All right, mission achieved. You're more than welcome, and we're looking more than forward to the next 5 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Stay there. The fun part, the finale part. We're moving to the 5 finalists that are going to come on stage right about now. So give them a round of applause. You can all go. So, we're talking Lolo's, Bazooki, Scheidshuren, Green Phoenix, and Chingalingaling.
Cha-ching. All right. So, after these 5 amazing pitches, the time has come to present the public prize. The public prize that you so graciously voted on tonight. Drum roll, please. And the winner of the Present Your Startup Public Prize 2018 is... Ching!
Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de pinken, bij de handen, bij de les. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de pinken, bij de handen, bij de les. Yes, yes.
Come in. So, quick pick before we move to the jury award. All right.
All right,
Half your
we've
work
got
is done,
that.
my friend. Pop it here. Starters back, please.
Well, here you go, Mr. Nicholas.
Thank you, thank you. All right. Public's announced. Now it's up to the jury. We have 5 finalists. Eddie, where are you? Where's my envelope? So that means we have a winner. All right, this is where it gets exciting, because I know stuff before you do. The winner of the 2018 Jury Prize Present Your Startup Award is Lolo's!
Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de vinker, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de vinker, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our night tonight. May I thank you for your presence, for sharing their passions, for being inspired, and hopefully getting a wee bit motivated and enjoying your night tonight. Thank you from my side.
Thank you, everyone. This was an amazing night. Don't you agree? Don't you agree?
Get some drinks.
Get some drinks. Stick around.
All partners, all mentors, everybody that was involved, please jump on stage. Jury members, please join us. We'd love to have one huge group picture with everybody involved. Yes, please. Partners, jury members, everybody from the teams, please jump on stage. If you feel like it, jump on stage. Hey!
Come on up. Anyone that wants to jump on stage, come up. Let's get the party started.
You rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de vinker, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de vinker, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de vinker, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de vinker, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de vinker, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de vinker, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Bij de tijd, bij de vinker, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes. You rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes. Schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes. We lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de vinker, bij de hand en bij de les. Yes, yes.
All right.